You so black. You so black. When you smile, the stars come out. You so black. When you born, the God come out. Black is not. Black when it's wrong and black when it's right. Black is pyramids and mathematics. Black is melanized in magic. Black is televised and in need of drastic black advancement. Black enhances, black with chances, black with privilege, black with pride, black on purpose on the black hand side, black and beautiful, black and blessed and highly favored, praise the Lord, black and blessed, black and so much more, black and nothing less, black and educated, black is brilliant. Black is strong, black is resilient, black is song, black is infinite, like hip-hop or space. Black is grace, black is love, black makes babies, black babies grow up, black is tough, black is hard to do. Black is me, black is you. Black is not something we get to choose, but it is something we get to cherish. It's something we get to wear, and we get to rock this with honor. I'm black like my granddaddy and my great-great-great-great-grandma. Black is that lift every voice and sing. Black is that letting your freedom ring and resound. Black is adjective, adverb, color, and noun. You so black. Oh, you so black. When you smile, the stars come out. Baby, you so black. When you're born, the God come out.
What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Boy Please Whatever podcast, your favorite podcast, the only podcast that matters. Like I'm leaning into this microphone. Hope you guys enjoyed that monologue. I forgot her name, but I listen to it every single Black History Month. So happy Monday to you guys. If the lighting looks a little different, I got irritated. I cut off my my soft light, so it's just me and my little cheap ass ring light I've had for years. I just didn't feel like being. It was just too many lights, and my nerves bad. As you know, I haven't been on in a long time. I've been sick. And, I went out of town New Year's Eve, came back, got sick. Then I took a week off from the show, came back, did another show. And then I went back out of town when I started feeling better. And then came home, Quad was sick. So, and then, in turn, I got sick again. Not as bad as the first time, but I'm just more so congested. So I have been doctoring myself up. I got some Vicks Vapor Rub cough drops over there. I got some Mucinex, some Theraflu, and all that good stuff. So, but I said I had to go ahead and do a show. Let me cut this off. I had the TV on to see how far behind the live is. I never really knew. I just knew it was behind, kind of delayed. But anyway. Yeah, I had the cooties. Thank you, friend. I had just put this shirt on, Rhonda, because I just had this on at first. And I was like, you know what? Put some clothes on, you nasty. But yeah, had the fucking cooties. I got my best friend sick. Shout out to Verdelsky. Got to work today. My foreman came in the office. And he was like, I blame Dietrich. And I'm looking like, what did Dietrich do? I hadn't been to work. So I turned around and he was like, I had a fever of 101. So obviously I have been spreading the cooties as well. And I'm hot as fuck. Janae, tonight's your lucky night, baby, because I do have your one time at band camp. I didn't realize, so I checked my email. I had a lot of one time at band camps that I got like over the past maybe week or so. So shout out to everybody who participated in the one time at band camp. So yeah, I do have some of those. Well, I have one I'm going to read tonight. It's very, very long, so make sure we get to that. After show, Boy Please Whatever and Ever, we're going to talk about how freaky is too freaky, how freaky can you go. If you guys are familiar with Thaddeus Matthews, I don't even know if I'm allowed to even show the clip. Not the clip. I have a screenshot nothing is really in the photo but the dildo, but I'm just not sure if I'm able to show the dildo. I don't want to get flagged, but I do have the photo. I may risk it for my Patreon, but this we're going to talk about on the Patreon. So if you want to have the discussion with us, make sure you go over to the Patreon. Also, before we get into anything else, make sure you are liking, sharing, commenting, and more importantly, subscribe to the podcast as well. And yes, again, like I mentioned, we are on Patreon, and I have some big news for the Patreon. For new Patreon subscribers, as of today, I was eligible to create an annual subscription. So if you pay, sorry for the newbies, for the ones who were like day one, but it took I think 3 months for you to be eligible for this. So I created an annual subscription, so you'll get it at a discounted rate. It's $5 a month, $60 a year, but if you do it now, it'll be I think it's like 17% off. So basically, I'm giving it to you for $10 cheaper for the year if you pay up front for that 1 year price. So yeah, we're getting an after show too. I felt so bad because I've been sick and I just been kind of out of it. And I was just like, I haven't done an after show. I feel like the people in Patreon are wasting their money. That's why I had added like all those other shows I had been a guest on. I was like, I got to do something so they can kind of see what I've been doing at least. So I added links to like 5 different shows that I did. Shout out to Rhonda on the Rocks, Dear Black Gay Men with Jay the Gentleman, and I Know I'm Crazy with Naja Hall. So I put links up to all of those shows that I was on as well. So yeah, we are getting an after show, Rhonda. I'm excited. My weekend. So I went to Dallas for my friend Terrence's birthday. I don't know if you guys remember Terrence. I did a show with him in Atlanta at my cousin's house. So it was his birthday. So he made my 35th birthday a very memorable one. So I made sure I returned the favor. And we had a ball. I love Dallas. I've talked about this on my after show before that I was relocating and I'm afraid, and I am afraid, but I was thinking about Atlanta. I was like, I'm moving to Atlanta because Dallas was my first love period, but I was like, I'm moving to Atlanta for the sake of the podcast. I can grow it there. I know so many people. Well, I've met so many people that it's in the podcast game, but I just fucking love Texas, and I'm going to have to move to Texas. I was talking about this on my Patreon, so if you're not on Patreon, if this is news to you, I'm going to have to do Texas. Yeah. I like it too much. Atlanta was just going to be for work purposes, which is cool. I respect it for people who do move for those purposes, but for some reason I was like, bitch, I kind of want to go. I just like Texas. I don't know why. I had the best tacos in my fucking life. Oh yeah, funny story. So I'm at the club looking fine as fuck as usual, right? So this guy kept staring at me, and I did tell Quad this story, so I'm trying to be messy. So this guy kept staring at me. I saw him like looking at me the entire time. I'm like, okay. So me and my friend, I'm like, bitch, let's walk around. So we walking around, going to the bar, and I see the guy looking at me again. And I'm very pro nigga buy me a drink type shit. So like my boyfriend knows that I encourage him when he goes out, get a drink bought. Fuck the bullshit. So but anyway, the guy was talking to me or whatever, and he was like, oh, you're so handsome. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Dallas Khadijah. And I was like, okay, how you doing? He was like, I'm doing fine. So he was like, where are you from? I said, Memphis. He was like, oh, you're from down there with Quad them. So if you watch the show, y'all know Quad is my that's the name of my boyfriend's name too. So I'm looking around like, bitch, am I being punked? Because I was so like, that has never happened to me before. So he was like, you down there from what Quad them is. So before I was able to say, you know my boyfriend, I said Quad who first. And he was talking about Quad from Married to Medicine. Bitch, I was like, am I being set up? Because, like, what are the fucking odds? You know what I'm saying? With a name like that somebody be like, are you from down there with Quad? I'm like, bitch, who's this girl? But anyway, it was funny to me in the moment. But anywho, that was really my weekend. Again, I have been sick. I haven't really done much. Before we get into the show, prayers out to all of the victims and the families that was on American Airlines Flight 4514 from Wichita to D.C. That is a terrible thing, especially me just getting off of a plane like a week prior. So prayers out to those families, and yeah, that is tragic. So, but other than that, that's really all. So Memphis people, I don't know if y'all know, I have a lot to cover before we get into the main topic of the night. But I don't know if y'all saw. So I think I mentioned it before, the little school board fiasco. So we had Memphis Shelby County Schools is the name of the school system here now. And I don't know what's the immediate stroke. So so yeah, Memphis Shelby County Schools is the name of the school board here. And we have a superintendent. Well, we had a superintendent named Dr. Marie Fagans. I believe she came from Chicago or some part of Illinois, because Memphis can't seem to find an upright, stand-up superintendent, right? Like, we just have had very, very bad luck finding people who take the job seriously, who are able to, I guess, be a law-abiding citizen, if you will, with that much money at the palm of their hand. And we've had people stealing. We had people fucking the entire staff. And I think it's just a thing of Memphis people trying to keep it real and hire their friends versus someone who's really have a, you know what I'm saying, like got a heart for the kids and able to fulfill the job duties. So anyway, they went on this hunt looking for someone. They've spent at this point $1.2 million in paying like severance packages because there's always some shit going on, right? But the fucking lady was doing an amazing job. And how I know she was doing an amazing job, she was present. When I was in school, we never saw our superintendent. I don't know if that's the case with you guys as well, but we never saw our superintendent when I was in school. Her name was Jerry House. I didn't know that Jerry House was a woman until I got maybe in high school. Like, so for me seeing her going to schools and teaching the kids and teaching classes and stuff like that, I knew that this woman like was doing what she's supposed to do, right? So they brought her in, and then they end up basically firing her. And they tried to do it like in one day, but the city found out. And we do fucking need Mr. Clark. But I feel like she was Memphis' correct change, because she wasn't from here. She didn't have any direct ties here, and she wasn't trying to like be buddy with these bitches. And I think that was the motherfucking problem, because like her hair was laid, she had a nice wrap. I feel like it was all her real hair. She was always dressed to the nines. And these bitches get up here with these old Catherine and Cato and Goldsmith ass pantsuits, come to these board meetings looking a fucking mess, bra strap showing, barely can read, barely can talk. So one in Murphy had a fucking army helmet on her head for a wig one time. So it's just like I feel like they was just jealous as fuck, and it was very disheartening to see that it was black women all pinned up against her, or rallied up against her and got her out. So yeah, they did fire her. I didn't update you guys. I hadn't been on the show. They fired her, and it was on live. So if y'all want to watch it, like, it's on YouTube. But they fired her like 2 weeks ago. But she's suing them, because they have, like, I think they were firing her under false pretenses or whatever. So, but they did get rid of her. And I just felt like it's not about the kids. And this woman was so poised. Like, she was the epitome of class. Like, the way she sat there and let them, crucify her for weeks, y'all. This happened, I think it was like 3 meetings. So 3 meetings, at least 3 hours long. And they sat there and lied on this woman. One lady got up and said that some teacher wanted to commit suicide because of her, and she just sat there and didn't show any emotions, no more than maybe an eyebrow lift. And she sat there with so much class, while the other ladies up there on their phones while she's talking and defending herself, walking out, crying, you know what I'm saying, laughing, eating to Tawana Murphy, doing all this extra shit while this woman is talking. But she sat there and she let them people drag her for filth for 3 meetings, at least 9 hours total. And the man who they appointed after they fired her, right then, he was already there. So I'm guessing he already knew what was up. He got into it with the people in the audience within 3 minutes of being on this job. I'm talking about Flatfoot going off. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Eyes water. I'm like, he's Ike Turner. So catch this before we get into this. His wife is a principal at a charter school under Memphis Shelby County Schools. His wife has already been indicted for stealing money from said school. So she's the principal of a school called City University now. Now get this. They had a meeting last week where they were voting on whether or not they were going to keep the school open. Ask me how many kids she got in her school. This woman had 14 students in her school, and this same board that voted to get rid of Dr. Fagans voted to keep his school open, and for 10 more years. And I want to say it was for $1.4 million. And she done already stole all his goddamn money. Yeah, I don't understand that. But yeah, shout out to Dr. Fagans. I don't know what I think the state's going to take over. The state's going to have to take over because it's really getting out of control. But 14 students, and I think it was a failing school. And y'all can't teach 14 motherfucking kids. Y'all ain't got no business even open. Ship them kids to the nearest goddamn elementary or middle school, or at least a high school. Ship them kids over to Hamilton High School. It's seriously, 14 kids. You can order a pizza and feed the whole damn classroom. Like, it don't make no sense. It makes no sense. So, yeah. Pray for Memphis. The kids are already out of control, have the ones that are not going to school. So, like, the kids that are trying to go to school and get education, they need help. And I think it's ignorant and it's embarrassing to see. And also the man there was this man who didn't vote to oust her the first time, but he voted this time. Why is he getting he under investigation, allegedly, let me say that. But he is under investigation for trying to suck one of the principal's penis. Told the principal, you gonna let me suck your penis. And he on the school board. On the school board. And I didn't know this old man was homosexual. But anyway, also, I know y'all have seen this. This has been all over social media. And I've been like, fuck, I'm not feeling good. I haven't done my show. I hope it's not too late to talk about it, but still, it's funny as fuck to me. Feast your eyes on this. Feast your fucking eyes on this. And when I say feast your eyes on this, I don't mean, I'm not trying to be funny. This is a rapper. And she, if y'all haven't seen it, she went viral on TikTok. She was ordering a Lyft. So I'm gonna put it back on the screen if y'all didn't see it. She was ordering a Lyft, and on the video, the man pulled up, and he was a foreigner. He kind of let the window down. He was like, "You cannot get in my car. You cannot get in my car." And this girl was like, "Why can't I get in your car?" And he was just like, "It's too small. The back seat's too small." I felt like he was very, 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 very patient, and I don't think he was mean. I don't think he was trying to embarrass her. No one would have known about the situation unless she recorded it. He didn't call her fat or anything like that, or he didn't call out her name, but he was just kind of like, "You can't get in my car." And so she was like, "I have a friend with a newer BMW, and I can fit in her back seat." And I'm just like, "You can't get in this car." Like, I don't know what else you want this man to say. You're not getting in this fucking car. And she is pressing charges, and like I've seen photos of her like actually talking to lawyers and like at press conferences, and like it's getting a lot of traction. And what did you expect to happen, baby? Like, I don't like. I promise y'all, I'm not trying to body shame, because it took me a minute to be like, am I gonna talk about this? Because I don't want to feel like I'm a body shaming big women. My mama's a big woman. Shit, I can be a big woman. How you look at it, but Lyft is paying me pennies on the dollar to take you to and fro. And I do have the option to cancel the ride. Some may say he could have just canceled the ride and pulled off, but that would have been rude. I don't want to leave you outside, you know what I'm saying? And I just wouldn't do nobody like that. But at the same time, I think, like Danielle said, he was so respectful. And you're not finna tear up my shocks and I gotta get spark plugs and all kind of shit and tires. Tires are expensive. And ma'am, you are not just like a heavy set woman. Like, you are morbidly obese. No shade. Like, you are bigger than the normal fat person. You cannot fit in my back seat. And I don't think she can fit in the back seat. She would have to be like between, you know what I'm saying, in the middle. And I don't know how you finna get in my car. We might have to, you know what I'm saying? We might hit a pothole. Now my car's a little bit more heavy. Now I done told my motherfucking muffler up because you are in the back seat of my car. And my thing is, when you know you're that big, though, why not get an XL? Like, me and my friends out of town, he always orders an XL Uber because we're 3 full-grown men. If we have to get in the backseat of an Impala, I'm sure we can. But why not? Why do that when they have Tahoes and you can fucking get in an Armada, or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that. So why are you going through all this trying to sue, I guess, this man? And then I don't know. I think LYFT did apologize, but I hope they're not like firing him because, bitch, y'all not gonna pay for my car when she turned this motherfucker up. Devin said he was almost too respectful. That's how I feel. I would just be like, baby, you're not getting in my car. Like, are you crazy? Are you fucking crazy? And you turn my car up. The moment my car scrapes this motherfucking pavement, you're getting out. And I put people out of my car for less. I put people out of my car if they ain't got no gas money. So I'd be damned if you get in my car and you're like 500 pounds. Like, it's obvious you are a big woman. And then the photos that you took, you weren't even in those trucks. And again, I'm not body shaming, but you couldn't even fit in the Jeep. What the picture at? There was a photo of her in a Jeep, y'all, and like her lap and her stomach and everything was at the steering wheel. So you couldn't even drive that safely. So I don't even know if she could really get inside of a vehicle and like operate it and drive it. So you just not finna he was fired. Oh my God. You know what? Some shit you just gotta take the L for. If y'all gonna fire me for that, cool. But one thing I can go do is drive Uber, or I can just be a personal driver. But what y'all want finna do is tear up my motherfucking car. She was too big. I'm sorry. My motherfucking car would have fell off the axle, and then what? You been suing me because we didn't fucking had an accident? No, ma'am. No. Rhonda, you ain't that big, baby. That motherfucking XL submarine like that, mad that he wouldn't let her in a Prius. Right, I'm like, this little ass car, and she's cute, but girl, I got another picture of y'all that I couldn't share. She has an OnlyFans. And if y'all haven't seen it, let me know. I'll send y'all the photos. But this girl has a fucking OnlyFans. She would have to order an SUV every time you use the driver service. Right. Y'all done fired this damn man. And that's the thing, like, thank you, Rhonda. Just be realistic, though. You know what I'm saying? If she was with me, I'm like, bitch, you know motherfucking well we can't fit in this Corolla. Like, why are you doing this? And now you didn't cost this man a job because you've claimed it was discrimination. No, it's common sense. You know you can't fit in that car. Because if you would take your ass down to a car lot to buy a car yourself, I guarantee you wouldn't be buying no damn Altima. You wouldn't be buying no smaller car because you can't get in and you can't test drive it. You couldn't fit behind the wheel of a Jeep. How you finna get out of my car? She's standing up in the shower naked. And I know it's her because she has a tattoo on her chest. But thank you, Alicia. I'd rather y'all go ahead and fire me. When I get through paying for new struts and new tires and the axle and all this shit, I don't have time for that. She's an OnlyFans. So make sure y'all, she might win the lawsuit, but I can promise you Lyft and Uber will be updating their policy. Yeah. She better buy her a vehicle. I wouldn't, because it's going to happen some more. But what's going to happen is she's going to be left on the side of the curb more often because now you want to record every fucking thing when I tell you can't get in my car respectfully. So now what we're going to have to do, I'm just going to cancel the damn ride when you come out fucking side and I'm going to peel off. They going to, because elevators have weight requirements. You have to order maybe an entire row on an airplane. So what makes you think you can fit in my back seat of a compact standard size vehicle? I guarantee you she has to purchase more than 2 seats on an airplane. Guaranteed. So I don't get it. I think that was fucked up. But yeah, it has been, what's today? February 3rd. So it has been 14 days since Trump has been president. Every single fucking day I have seen Trump on my Instagram every morning without fail. Neighborhood Talk, Shade Room, CNN, Joanne Reed, D.L. Hughley. I've seen something this man is doing every fucking day. And I don't know about y'all, but I am fucking exhausted already. This is going to be a long 4 years. But one thing I will say, I have not heard anything from the Trump supporters that were so loud when he won. The black Trump supporters. I haven't heard anything. And I know y'all know that ICE has been like infiltrating neighborhoods. My sister told me ICE has been trying to come into hospitals and snatch people out of their beds. ICE has been to elementary schools here in Memphis, high schools, warehouses, restaurants, the whole nine. And I know I made a joke about, I was pissed off about Latinos, how many Latino people support Trump and voted for Trump the day after he won. It's sad to see so many people kids are not coming to school because they are afraid. Their parents won't let them leave the homes, the grocery stores. My nose ass drove past the Mexican farmer's market Saturday just to see if people were there. And I get it. But I'm going to ask y'all, am I wrong? A part of me feels sorry for the Latino community. But another part of me is like, this is what the fuck y'all wanted. And I know that the people who are getting deported did not vote. I understand that. But what makes y'all think that if they were legal citizens, that they would vote in the interest of black people? One thing I've always said that I think that happens at the detriment of black people, that we are too forgiving. We are too compassionate. I don't care how the media tries to paint black people as thugs and dangerous and animals and all that. Black people are very, very compassionate. We're very nurturing. We're very welcoming, sometimes too welcoming. I never see other demographics of people go so hard striving for the right and backing people up and supporting people in ways that black people support other group of people. If that's making sense. We always on social media like advocating and educating and marching and being upset for other people, and you know what I'm saying? And I very rarely see that for the things that are happening to black people, whether it's made the national news or like just even, I don't see white people who sit around and see blatant racism happen. I never see them give up their front row seats for a black person who's more deserving. I don't see that. I don't see Latino people getting up and giving up their spots for black people who may be more deserving. So it's hard for me to be like out here, you know what I'm saying, making posts, because it is sad. The human in me is like, that's fucked up, leave them alone. But at the same time, I never see them going hard. I never see people going hard for black people in that way. I don't. Chloe Green said nope, because I feel the same way. The Mexicans be forgetting that people of color too. And since you forgot, they can go the fuck on too. I want to know why I'm seeing videos of Latinos saying they don't see black people advocating for them. That's why. This man got up and said, we're going to like, Black History Month's gone. We're not going to teach about slavery. We're not going to do this. He never has any of his policies that benefit black people, that says like this is specifically for black people. So if you know this man is not for us, why would you vote for them? I feel like y'all are and Latino people are guilty of it, so busy trying to chase whiteness. This man is telling y'all what he think of y'all. One man was like, my wife getting deported. I just want to talk to Trump. This man does not give a fuck about you. You know, and it's sad. It's sad to see the children, because they don't have anything to do with it. But like these adults, if you were documented, you probably would vote for Trump. I have a feeling that you would vote for Trump, because a lot of Mexican people don't really fuck with us like that either. Yeah, they chasing whiteness. They not fucking with black folks like that. They're not. I can care less. I'm not overly excited and celebrating, but I don't care. These stupid bitches put their clown back in office and now they have to deal with it. That's what I'm saying, Corey. Like I said before, this y'all fight. They don't show up. Nobody shows up for black people like that. Nobody shows up for black people in the way black people show up for other people. I haven't seen any outrage about Trump trying to do away with Black History Month, trying to do away with teaching about slavery and teaching black history in school. I don't see any outrage about that. So it's hard for me to believe that they would give a fuck up if they were deporting black people. It's hard for me to believe that Latino people would be standing up for it and making all these posts and praying. Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But your people voted for this. We go hard on Cinco de Mayo. This man trying to do away with fucking Black History Month. So I don't know. I don't know. The problem is those getting deported are suffering the consequences of those who voted for him. We can't base it off of what they would do. We don't know what they. Alicia, I don't think, just based off of seeing shit happening to us, no one shows up for us like that. I'm sorry. And again, it's sad. I'm not rejoicing. I'm not laughing. It's not funny to me, but it's just like, I feel like black people always get the short end of the stick. We do. Yeah, like we feel helpless. Like this man is doing so much shit and it's affecting the country, and I don't see Trump. I want to know how the Trump supporters feel. I saw somebody that was like, "Let's get this money, Trump in office. What money you finna give y'all?" That's what I want to know. What Trump finna do for y'all? What plan did this rich narcissist billionaire have in mind, racist have in mind, that he was like, I'm finna hook black people up? So I want to know what money Trump finna give y'all, what blessings Trump finna drop at your doorstep. Because what it looks like to me, there's another virus going around. Y'all know Trump lives for a fucking pandemic, and because everybody I know is getting sick. So I want to know what's going on. The plane failed. They asked this man, hey, are you going to go to the site? Go to the site for what? It's just water. What I'm supposed to do, go swimming? This man doesn't give a fuck about anybody, but this is who y'all voted for. Y'all think these people lost their lives. It went in less than 24 hours, and he wasn't even like compassionate and showing any giving condolences to the family. No sympathy at all. He was like, what do you mean go to the site? Talking smart. You know what I'm saying? You're presidential. Do presidential shit. But again, at the same time, he never has shown that, so I don't think he has it in him. But yeah, and then my thing is this. Trump's thirst and hunger for power should scare the shit out of every single person in this country. And it doesn't for some reason. People are still taking up, let him cook. What are you talking about? What do we mean let him cook? This man is crazy. Like some shit, it's every day. It's every day. And like I said on Facebook, imagine voting for Trump for a stimulus check and he cut y'all fucking food stamps off. That's crazy. And then again, people always like, oh, we got people who didn't vote for him and they getting their food stamps cut off. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but you do have people who are on food stamps who voted for Trump. So, I mean, we can't keep, like I said earlier on Facebook last week, I don't mourn the repercussions of stupid decision making. I don't. I feel bad for the children, but they Padre and Madre who voted for their motherfucker. Let's roll. Hey, let's run them. Round them up. Underlay, motherfucker. That's how I gotta say. Round them up. Round them up. Now y'all get to see how black people have been treated and how we felt and how we feel. And y'all want to overlook it and chase whiteness and want to assimilate into white culture. Those people do not want you anywhere near them. Some people voted for Trump simply because he was going to get y'all out of this country. Y'all remember white people were just chanting in 2016, build that wall. Build that wall. What? They were just trying to get a great wall built to keep y'all asses over there. And y'all still get in line and y'all vote for this damn fool. It's crazy. Crazy. DeAndre, I said that we are on the brink of a pandemic. Everybody, I've gotten 3 people sick in like 2 weeks. So, yeah. And then the whole thing with trans culture. I don't know what Trump's problem is with trans people. So I saw on, I don't know if it was the Department of Travel. It was some website I saw. And Trump was like, well, I don't know if it was under Trump, but they took the TQ plus off of LGBTQ. And it was like to the travelers. I'm like, when have you ever seen them say LGBT? It's always been LGBT. Like, what is your hang up with trans people? Like, you feel like just because you're president, and this was basically like his hunger for power, just because you're president is not going to be like, all right, trans people gonna be like, well, bitch, don't call me trans anymore, but I gotta go back to my dead name because Trump said so. They were around. Trans people have been around before we had pronouns, before we even had a name for what it was. They've always been around, and they're not going anywhere. Just like gay people. So I feel like when you people don't realize, like, when you're trying to like focus on one marginalized community, you do this to every marginalized community, because basically if you're not a rich, white, straight man, they don't give a fuck about you. So I just don't understand, like, what's the problem? And this lady on my comment, she was like, well, we have to make accommodations for them in the bathroom. Girl, go in there, pull your pants down, piss, wash your hands, and come back out of the bathroom. Because trans people aren't the ones that are grabbing your children and molesting them and kidnapping them. It's not the trans people. It's not the gay people. It's the uncles and the cousins and the granddaddies and the daddy's friends and the shit that's molesting these kids and kidnapping these kids. Half of them are straight white men who are snatching these children. Black folks barely taking care of their own kids. Gay people, it's not right to say, but black people barely want their own kids, goddamn it. It's just too motherfucking expensive. Trans people, gay people, we don't want kids like that. If we want kids, we go out and adopt kids. Half of us got badass nieces and nephews like me. I don't want no motherfucking children. I'm sorry. I don't want no kids. So why the fuck would I want to touch yours and do anything to your child? It's crazy to me that people focus on this one small thing and then they go and they just run off and vote. I don't get it. Like, boy, we don't give a fuck. You're not going to change. You're not going to change anything. Like, to some Black History Month. Bitch, who are you to tell me? And you got black people that voted for it. Who are you to tell me I can't celebrate me being black? Who the fuck are you supposed to be? So, I don't get it. I really, really don't. And I'm going to say this before I move on. As much as we hate Trump, because I want to put on a t-shirt, God, ain't you ready for Trump? Well, God, come get Trump. Something. Please come get him. But I'm going to say this. As much as we hate Trump, y'all know who hate Trump more than we hate Trump? That's Melania. Melania Trump is miserable. And I feel like she was like, bitch, I'm finna marry this rich, old-ass white man. And he ain't going to be, he probably going to be dead in the next 7 years. And this motherfucker ran for president twice and put you in the public eye more than you already was. I know she is miserable. I think she hates that man. Y'all remember last time when Biden won and Melania just like stormed off and exit stage left when they was going on the plane? I know that woman is fucking miserable. I know she is like, bitch, I hate this man. And I'd have been got rid of Trump. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, are you cooking this food? Like, bitch, I don't know. But I just feel like Melania is like, girl, this motherfucker, I done married this old, all her friends probably got them little sugar daddies and shit and talking, laughing about how this man can't even see, can't hear, don't know their name, dick won't get up. And she done fucked around and married a motherfucker who wants to run for president. Kyle Dunn. And you know what? And then, yeah, that's the thing. You have met an old, ornery, mean-ass lady or a mean-ass man, you know what I'm saying? And they just treat everybody like shit. Maybe a family member or an old neighbor, and they outlive the whole neighborhood. That's what I feel like is happening with Trump. I think the evil in him is just driving him, and like that's his driving force for living every day, for like waking up. Because that's a stressful job. I almost quit my job this morning just randomly, and I'm a healthy 35-year-old man. I was just like, I'm finna have a nervous breakdown because I'm sick of going to work. This man is the fucking chief of this entire country. And I know that job should be stressful, but he's having the time of his fucking life. I've never wished death on nobody. I think that's an awful thing to do. But God, if you come get Trump, I promise I'll serve you forever. Yeah. Just come get him. You ain't got to kill him. He ain't got to die. Just come get him. Like, I don't know. Did he have a green? I don't know. I think she might have already been a citizen. She may not be. That'd be some fucked up shit. ICE come get Melania too. But yeah, she won't kiss him, Devin. At the the inauguration ball, like he tried to kiss her. That bitch was like, please move. She don't speak a I'm gonna tell y'all though, Melania be sharp as a motherfucker. But do y'all remember when Melania had took Michelle's entire speech? I think they set her up. Like, bitch, you took this woman's speech fucking Batum. But yeah, I like Melania though. I feel like she's just like, girl, God, just any day now. Any day. Because Trump is like, what, 78, 79? He's in awful shape. He looks a mess. His eyebrows are white. I don't know. I don't know. Because he's evil. He's evil. He doesn't give a fuck about nobody. His mouth smiling the motherfucker. And I'm just like, everybody like him that's around him? Shit. We need Cyrus Bean. Cyrus Bean would have been got rid of Trump ass. Cyrus Bean, like, do y'all realize, like, this man's our president? That's some embarrassing shit. Like, when he gets on TV, like, when I see Obama, I'm proud. I'll even take George Bush. Because he likes to act a fool at the funeral, and I do too. But, I don't know. We got to get rid of him. But anyway, I done talked 45 minutes, and I ain't even got to my topic. So, before I get to the topic, I want to put this quote up that Martin Luther King said that is going to feed into the actual topic tonight. I fear I am integrating my people into a burning house. So, a lot of people don't know that Martin Luther King said that. He said that because he said that towards the end of his life, it's been stated that his outlook on equality and desegregation and the civil rights movement kind of changed because he saw that peaceful shit wasn't always the best. Because if you grew up in the time I grew up in white schools, well, white curriculums, rather. I went to all black schools, but like a white curriculum. Martin Luther King was like the peaceful. They can't do like this good versus evil thing with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X to me when I was in school. Martin was like the good leader, and Malcolm X was the more radical or the bad leader. So that's the way it was kind of given to us. So, but towards the end of his life, he started to realize, like, okay, you know what? This peaceful shit ain't cutting it because they're still cracking us across the head. They're still doing this, doing that, doing this. So what I wanted to put on, I put it on Facebook earlier, but one of the questions I had was, or not question, but let's entertain the thought of segregation. I don't see an issue with segregation if done correctly. And, if y'all disagree, sound off in the comments. I don't have a problem with segregation. As long as separate but equal is done fairly, like we have laws on our side and stuff like that, I don't see an issue. I like being around black people. Not saying that white people wouldn't be welcome. Because, we fuck with a few white people. Like, Ryan Seacrest, something like that. But no, I'm not, but let's say that segregation was a thing and black people was with black people and white was for whites, and that's the way it was. There was no way around it. I have no problem with that. Because looking back at like photos of the civil rights movement, and like, we've all seen the sit-ins and black people at the counters getting ketchup thrown on them and hot coffee and getting punched and arrested. Why y'all want to go sit at a white restaurant anyway? White people could never cook. So I'm sure the food was awful. Y'all got to them counters and got some of the nastiest shit y'all ever had in y'all life. You get what I'm saying? I've never been to a walk in a restaurant and saw white people in the kitchen and was like, I want to eat here. I know this food good. So that's why I was like, I feel like we wanted to assimilate so much into white culture and be included, we forgot about our own people. White folks can't cook. If I go, like I saw the concerts with white people in the on the floor, black people in the balcony. If I go to a concert and all the niggas in the balcony getting crunk and the white folks downstairs, even if my ticket on the front row, I'm going upstairs with my people because they know how to party. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never went to a white club like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and pop the white people. It's boring. White folks went over what the fuck to do with us, without us. So I've never, I don't know. Rhonda said we would have been better off. We tried to say segregation, they burned down Black Wall Street. So that's the point I got down to. Y'all don't want us. Oh, y'all don't want us in y'all shit. So when we go over here and create our own shit and it's better, y'all burn it down and want to shoot and kill everybody. It's crazy. I want some white only pie. Never. I've never said that. I've never said that. Like, I don't know. And we got black restaurants. We got black schools. You know what I'm saying? Black stores. We can dress. So, like, what was ever the purpose of, I guess, trying to dismantle the whole separate but equal thing? But I guess at that time, they weren't getting the civil rights. But maybe it was symbolic. Have I answered my own question? Maybe it was just symbolic. Maybe they really didn't want to eat the shit because I'm sure it was fucking terrible. So maybe they didn't want to really eat the white food. I think it was just probably the fact of we don't have rights, so we're going to interrupt y'all shit. Yeah, because, and the thing is, I'm so sick of us fake boycotting everything. As much as I love Sam's Club, I'm gonna have to let it go. I was telling Mom yesterday, I'm gonna have to give me a Costco thing. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, white clubs, white music, the whole nine. I'm just like, girl, white folks can't cook. Fuck this shit. I don't, you know, I get it, but I never really saw the excitement with wanting to be associated with whiteness. I'll say that. We continue to spend money with places we won't be hired. And when you have people like, I don't really get into politics, I don't care. Bitch, pay attention. They got rid of this whole DEI thing. Goes back to motherfuckers voting against their own interest. But they're basically saying, like, I don't give a fuck about you. And then on 2 Fridays ago, I was in Dallas. They had a white, it wasn't called a white supremacist rally. It was like a white nationalism rally, but the same thing. But one thing I want to ask white people and races and Klan members, why y'all keep covering yourself up? When we have Black Pride parades and African April and things like that we do to celebrate our blackness, Black History Month, we post boldly and loudly and proudly. So to me, if you're showing your white pride, why cover your face up? I don't see people post about how proud they are to be white on social media because it has a negative connotation to it. But again, why y'all go to these places and cover y'all faces up and y'all was wearing like shiesty masks and shit, walking around DC talking about how proud y'all ought to be white and this country need to go back to the immigrants of descendants of Europeans. So I'm like, why not just be blatant? Be blatant. Be proud. Don't be a coward. Most races are cowards anyway, but don't be a coward. Go out here, yeah, you know, because y'all, if you come to work, put your hood on at work. Let me know it's you. Put your name tag on. If y'all don't wear hoods, put some motherfucking name tags on. Hi, my name is Jeff. I need to know. You Jake from State Farm, I need to know. Let us see. That's the thing. Y'all want to be underhanded and fire motherfuckers, and because we know y'all are actually judges and police officers and pastors and all that kind of shit. Be blatant about it. That's all I understand. Because I had a friend that called me. He was like, you know what? White people are afraid of us. And I was like, they really are. They always have been. White people are afraid of how resilient black people are, how creative black people are. We are vibe, and how tough and we go for it. You know, y'all have done everything y'all could do to kind of break black people down, and we keep excelling. And it's like we're doing great. You know what I'm saying? This country wouldn't be shit without black people. Music wouldn't be shit without black people. Food wouldn't be shit without black people. Fashion wouldn't be shit without black people. Movies wouldn't be shit without black people. This country would not be shit without black people. And y'all know that. So as much as they try to say shit like, you know, you have ignorant people, go back to your country, go back to Africa, y'all wouldn't know what to do. If every black person in this country got up right now and left the United States of America, if we got up right now and left this country, y'all wouldn't know what the fuck to do with yourselves. Hey, mommy, it has to suck to be white. And I have white people I love, but it has to be very, very boring to be white. The exact reason there's no White History Month is nothing to be proud of. They want to erase their heritage of evil. And that's all they want to do. Because a lot of them now are ashamed. And they'll start crying and get upset when they hear people talk about the history. That was so long ago. Nuh-uh. Nope. I saw something today. I have never seen, what was it? What did the girl say? It was on Harlem. She was like, you never seen, no one has ever asked the Jews to apologize to the Germans. It was something going on. But it has to be so boring. There's no white culture. There's no white cuisine. There's really no white music. Everything we do. And I'm going to say this, if black people could afford gymnastic class for their kids, I've seen men run and jump motherfucking fences. I've seen men on cops run and jump a motherfucking 8-foot picket fence to get away from police. I've seen black people jump, and I'm talking about cut somersaults out the back of bleachers. You know, like, if we could afford that, we would dominate that shit too. We would too. But back to my friend was saying white people are afraid of us, and he was like, why can't we stick together? And I feel like black people, he brought up the old times. I feel like black people stuck together more when it was, we had no choice. We had no choice but to stick together. We had no choice but to go to church together and live in neighborhoods together and shop together and go to school together because we couldn't go in their neighborhoods. And I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what looked so shiny and new about white culture in those times that we wanted to be a part of it. I'll never know. But I am so proud to be black. I don't want to be anything else but black. If reincarnation is a thing, I want to come back black. I would be. Could you imagine passing away and you have like cognitive, like, you pass away and you come back and you know that you were black in the past life, and then you are like you're a white woman. I would be pissed if I was like to die and then open my eyes and then I see and the doctors put me in the arms of a white woman. I would just vomit. I wouldn't know what to do. Why? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Being black is so fucking lit and cool. And it's just like, why the fuck would you do this to me, God? I would be pissed. I would be walking around like that girl, that Catch Me Outside girl. How about that? That's who I'd be. Black and rich. Please, black and rich. Black and rich. They wouldn't have shit to steal if it wasn't for us. We are some creative and beautiful people, and that kills them. They want to do everything we do. They want to do everything. I was telling a friend, I was like, it was this morning. You have so many black women when I was coming up was like, you want to perm their hair and be skinny and like, you didn't really see many afros. Everybody wanted the Farrah Fawcett hairstyle back in the 80s, and then, getting their wide noses smaller, getting their lips done and stuff like that, getting big boobs and shit. And then now you see white women wearing dreadlocks and wanting their hair in braids, and they want fat asses and big lips, and you know what I'm saying? It's just so much shit that black people that makes us beautiful that we were taught that wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It was so many things like dark skin. So many people I know with darker skin had it rough coming up. They had it rough. And I think dark skinned people are the most beautiful motherfuckers on earth. You know how fine you are if we cut all these motherfucking lights off in the house and I can't see nothing but your teeth? Oh my God, come here. Love it. The blacker you are, the finer you are to me. But we were taught that it was a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, light-skinned people was a shit because it was closer to white. But people never realized that shit. Like, girl, I've seen some ugly-ass light-skinned people. So I'd be mortified to come back white. Crown Essentials, listen. If I could not imagine, like, just dying right now, and then I open up my eyes and the nurse grabbing me and you put me in the hands of a bitch who looks like Sarah Palin, I would lose it. They're like, what, this baby cry so much? All he do is cry. I am depressed. What? No. At least you couldn't find me a black daddy at least. Girl, no, ma'am. Don't let that, That's why people no. I would be pissed if I came back white. Child, white women can't go to the Caribbean and get their hair braided. Rhonda, I was in Mexico and this white girl got her hair braided while we was there. I was just looking at her. I was like, make it hurt. Pull all that little thin, oily ass hair out. Why you down here getting cornrows? It was stupid. I hate to see that with locks. Me too. Why do you have locks? Lips be looking like CDs. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, imagine coming back as a white woman. By the time you are 37 years old, you look like, bitch. You like you have been put in a blender. I was watching a show called The Floor the other day. That white girl was 34 years old. Looked like heavy cream. Expired heavy cream. It was terrible. But yeah. Anyway, make sure I ain't closed everything or said everything I was gonna say. But yeah, but before I go, black people, stop chasing white people. Stop. They don't want to be around us. We have followed them, and it's just speaking from Memphis, y'all have followed them around this entire city. I remember a time when if you lived off Kirby Parkway, you were the shit. If you lived in the county, you were the shit. I remember those days. We tried so hard to get out of our grandmother's houses and sell those houses and to follow and get into the white neighborhoods. And all they keep doing is knocking down trees in what was the country at first and building further out. They're putting gates and fences and codes and security guards around their neighborhoods. They don't want your black ass in it. You have black people who live in neighborhoods who are getting harassed for sitting at lakes, fishing, minding their motherfucking business. And when there could be a same white man walking around the neighborhood who's an axe murderer and nobody will ever see him coming, but your black ass pull up and somebody gonna knock on your door and see if you stay there. That just happened last week. That man was getting out his car, and that white woman was like, do you live over here? And she started yelling. When he was walking into his own house, she got out her car. Well, she walked up and started screaming when he got out his car. He was at home. And she lied, but they had it on the goddamn they had it on the Ring camera the whole time. So stop trying to follow white people. You can be successful. You can have a nice home in a black neighborhood. And I'm not saying move around any type of black people because I get it. But you can find y'all some black people that got some money. Black people that go to work, that enjoy and care about keeping the neighborhood up and keeping the grass cut and keeping their homes up and getting a homeowners association. Y'all can do all of that shit in black neighborhoods. But y'all keep following up behind white people and they keep moving further out. And now what they're doing, they coming back in them same neighborhoods, buying up these goddamn houses that your grandmama lived in and paid off of a goddamn a housekeeping salary that she done paid off, and now y'all done lost it or sold it for a quick buck. In this same neighborhood, they turned into Airbnbs. Something you could have done. So, I'm going to do your one time at band camp. It's right here. I just wanted to get all my stuff out the way. So, we're going to go over just a tad bit, but I have to do Janae's one time at band camp, and it is long. Hear me? So, I think it's on 2 pages. No, I put it on 1 page. So, before we get into that, one time at band camp, if you want to send a one time at band camp to boypleasewhatever23@gmail.com, please do so. If it's an embarrassing story or whatever the case, sex story, advice, whatever you need, send it to me and we will read it on one of the episodes. So, here we go. And most of them are anonymous, but I guess she don't care. Because I never really said their names. But one time at band camp, hey D, I love your work. Get ready because this is a doozy. One time at band camp, I met a girl off of Tinder. We clicked so well, we ended up spending every day together for 3 months straight on the first month. She told me she planned a birthday surprise for me the day we were supposed to leave. She told me she went to do a wellness check on her grandma and found her deceased. She was upset, understandably, and so I stopped the birthday outfit shopping I was doing at the mall and rushed over. She was upset. After a couple of shots, she seemed normal. I was too drunk in love to question it. So fast forward to March of spring break. One night she told me she went out with her brothers to hit a lick. And in New York lingo, that means something illegal. She showed up to my house with over $15,000 in cash and told me we should go on a spring break trip. That night, we booked a same-day trip to Miami. She told me not to pack any clothes and that we go shopping when we get there, and that's exactly what we did. And I'm talking about dropped a bag in the mall. And for clothes not being that expensive, it was a lot of clothes. We had the freakiest week in a high-rise Airbnb in Miami, doing excursions and all. Literally the day we came back, she was searching for something for us to watch on Netflix and put on this documentary called The Tinder Swindler. The next day, she told me she was going to work and never showed back up to my house. 3 days had passed, and I hadn't heard from her. My anxiety and worry was all at an all-time high. So I went to her mother's home. She must have thought I didn't remember the address. It was there that I found out that she was a pathological liar to a scary level. She put on that documentary to kind of tell me who she was. She lied about her name, where she worked. She didn't even have a job, but would get dressed every day to go to work. I found out her grandmother had been dead months prior to her telling me she found her. I found out that the person she told me she was with was her favorite cousin, was actually her living girlfriend of 3 years. Don't you know, one time we were having a conversation and she told me if she accidentally killed anybody, she would feel bad. But if she accidentally killed her favorite cousin, she would kill herself. So the girlfriend and I connected. I went to their house. Me and her talked in the living room for hours comparing notes, basically. Don't you know, while we were in Miami, she left the girlfriend in the house, broke with no food because, the girlfriend didn't have a job. Then we hear some keys at the door. She comes walking into the living room, sees me, turns right back around. She didn't have anything to say and wouldn't even look at me. So I went home. The next day, she messaged me apologizing, telling me that was her ex who was refusing to move out. Now, this is the part I'm embarrassed to tell people. I took her back. Why? Because I was lonely. I was in love with the person I thought she was, and she was the best munch of my life. I understand. I let her get back too comfortable, and then I realized stuff around my house started coming up missing. And then, boom, my roommate caught her red-handed stealing out of our apartment, and that same night, I was missing a whole lot of cash. I was at work when this happened. My roommate was the only one home, and she thought we were both gone. She also had my car that day. This same day, I started getting blocked calls from a number that wouldn't say anything when I answered. Then I got a text message saying, "Ha, we riding around in your car, bitch." She must not have thought I was going to leave work early or something, because I took an Uber to her house, knocked on the door. The grandma let me in. I kicked in every door in the house. She was looking for them, and they were hiding in the pantry. Mind you, she told me she was at work. As I'm on the way to the house. So I commenced to beating the brakes off of both of them, her first and then the girlfriend who I had just had a heart-to-heart with only a couple weeks after. Don't you know, the same girlfriend that texted me when you were riding around in your car looked at me and said, "I don't want to fight." I cut her off and never seen her again. To this day, that girlfriend still calls me from blocked numbers, not saying anything, and watches all of my IG stories. I also don't know where she got the money, and we were probably on the run for all I know. The girlfriend told me they pretended to sell pussy online and robbed the first guy that showed up. But the first guy that showed up happened to have $15,000 in cash, fresh like they just came from the bank. I guess I'll never know. Now, was that not T? Love you. Bye. Listen here. Are you Risa Tisa? Janae, are you Risa Tisa? That girl said, this man in the lab, this girl in the lab about her grandma. Lying and stealing, can't fight, roll around in your car, pretending to sell some pussy. That's, I ain't gonna say it's smart, but that's wild. But why you walk around with $15,000 on you? If somebody walk around with that much money, I probably wouldn't have robbed him. I probably just would have put that pussy on him real good and got more money. Rhonda said, either I'm selling pussy or not. I ain't gonna no pretending. Ain't no pretending. That's what I said. You had $15,000, sir. I would told you we was just role playing, bitch, and I want some more. This pussy would have cost you $15,000. Oh my God. I'm mad I didn't tell what the fuck? That's funny. That's funny. She did like to do booger sugar on special occasions. It's not bad, but I don't judge. You pulled out some cocaine in front of me. I'm passing out. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm listening, Judge. Please write the book. This is funny. That's funny. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the show. I'm medicated. So I'm on some Mucinex and it makes me feel lethargic. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the show. I love you guys. I will see y'all next week. And also, if you want to, there could have been a movie. That could have been a fucking movie. Because I'm like, girl, if grandma died, bitch, you supposed to be at mama's house. You supposed to be in grandma's house. And you at home taking shots of do say, bitch, and your grandma did. No, ma'am. That was a red flag number one. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And go over to the Patreon if you want to. We're going to discuss quickly the situation with Daddy Bear. And the show, we're going to talk about what's your limit? How freaky can we get? Because if y'all did not see, I want to put up here so bad. But if y'all don't know, Thaddeus Matthews is the cussing pastor. He's from Memphis. And someone released a video of him eating this woman's vagina. She had a two-way dildo in her. And she was shoving the dildo in her. And Daddy said, put it back in. So he sucked the penis in of the dildo that wasn't in her. So that was pretty wild. So I'll make sure y'all remind me to send the video or message me now so I can send it to you later. But anyway, I love y'all. I will see y'all on next week. And next week I'm gonna have my best friend Keisha back. She was coming tonight, but I told her me and Quad ain't been feeling good and I want to get her sick. So I have my best buddy Keisha on the panel with me till next week. So I will see y'all then and love you and have a good evening.